Working with Gonzalo was particularly rewarding for me in this whole process, and we sort of established very quickly that we had a kind of creative chemistry. I really respect Gonzalo as an artist. I think that's really why I wanted to do the film. I think he's going to make something that's different. You know, in the very least, is going to be a different spin on a genre that you have seen before.
Gonzalo Lopez Gallego. He was obviously a major part of bringing the talent to the movie.
Gonzalo's the king. I mean, he is one of the most extraordinary people I've ever met.
Gonzalo is brilliant, like one of the best directors I've ever worked with.
Gonzalo's a very gifted filmmaker. I think, you know, his idea for this film was death and beauty, and the references that he started to send us that supported what he wanted to do were kind of mind-blowing in a way we never thought about how to make this film.
What was really nice on this film is that Gonzalo really took the time to rehearse with us before we got on set and before we did anything else, and we were lucky to have that time to find our characters. We didn't immediately jump into rehearsing pages or rehearsing scenes at all. He was much more interested in us developing these guys.
Gonzalo and I talked a lot beforehand, and we did a lot of improvisation, which is so helpful just with Gonzalo and then also with the other characters.
We did long talks before we shot the movie, and he really helped me a lot. He wanted me to practice not to talk at home and be an observer. Just try to get into the mute character.
More and more, as we go on filming this, I realise that it really is an actor's dream. I'm not just saying that. I don't think I've ever worked with a director who is that open, who gives us that much freedom, and yet somehow still kind of manipulates it all to get what he wants. You know, it's really, I'm really thoroughly enjoying it.
The trust is so high amongst all the cast. I mean, we all have a love affair with Gonzalo because he's just incredible. And you just talk to any of us, like, we're all like that. Dude, he's the best.
Actually, the second I met him, I knew that I want to work with him. I worked with a couple of great directors, and my favorite thing on while shooting a film was watching my directors working. And I haven't had that for a long time, for a couple of years. And I have this now, and I have this with Gonzalo, and also it's so beautiful to watch them both going guerrilla style, him and his DP.
You know, across the room, Gonzalo thinks something, he'll look and you'll see Jose, and he'll call him Pep, which only he's allowed to do. Pep. That's all they need to do. And they know. They've worked together so long, and they have such a shared concept of visually what they're trying to achieve, that it's a joy, because they're just like that. You know, they come as a pair, and I would never take them apart because they work beautifully together. And having seen some of the stuff that they've been shooting, I think we're going to have a very pretty picture on our hands.
He makes it visually appealing as well as emotionally appealing. I see what Gonzalo has been seeing this whole time, and seeing his vision come into fruition, watching the dailies that are phenomenal. It's just the contrast of the beauty with the horror is something that is going to add a lot to the element and to make this film an exciting motion picture.
We wanted to make something that was special and could break out, and we needed a great storyteller. We're trying to make a film and not just a horror film.
His background as an editor helps when he's shooting, because, you know, in these sort of size movies, you have to think quick on your feet, and therefore he can edit, put the movie together within his head, so we can move quickly.
If you give me some more fight before the final moment of struggling, maybe I can use it some moments. And action! Just trying to help you!
I was really, I suppose, just inspired by Gonzalo's kind of vision for it and the things he was describing to me. And so I would say, I mean, it's really just to, the chance to work with him was a really, fun and sort of challenging process.